Thanks for coming back.
That was good timing.
Yeah.
It's like right on time.
Go figure.
Perfect.
So the last one, proof number 10, he's actually then sort of driving the knife in, and there's much more in his text than these 10, and they go really quite convolutedly, and I don't understand all of them, nor did I get a transmission of that. But he says, let's consider the mind of a normal person at that moment of death. He goes, it does cross the line into a similar state of mind. Remember that next moment, next moment, next moment. It does cross the line into a similar state of mind in a next life because it possesses desire at that time of death. Because it's got this attachment and desire about the way it should express itself.
Dad.
Or not express itself.
No, it's actually a good sound for this explanation, because you know, I don't know who of you have had near-death experiences or have even meditated to a point where you are beginning to believe for real that you are not this body, and you get some that pregnant woman on link number 10 in the Wheel of Life is that thing. That thing that says, I need to be. I've always been this. I need to be. It's not like a little voice that says, I need to be. It's not. How do I explain it? We are so accustomed to that symbiotic relationship that when the rider gets thrown off the horse, it needs to get on the horse. I want to get on the horse. I don't know anything else. It's as if the rider and the horse thought they were one. Not that you were sort of one. It's that you only thought you were that. You didn't realize that you could be separate from that. And so I encourage you to review the answer cheat sheet, to review the readings, and just get into your mind, like when you do that, get into your mind that you're looking at a different way of experiencing this reality, which is the connection between body and mind. What would the point be in studying this? What would the point be? And we'll talk about it in the review, but the entire course has been filled with notions that are not familiar, that are uncomfortable for Western thinking. And I think it's magnificently beautiful that the Charvakas are in a state of thinking similar to ours. The fact that we don't spend that much time thinking about where consciousness comes from, or the difference between the mind and the body, does not mean that everything else about our thinking is incorrect. Okay, so that was a mistake. I think it's a mistake from most people, that as soon as you say, oh, well, maybe the West doesn't have it all right about mind and body, does not mean the West doesn't have it right about physicality, for example. In fact, we're experts at that. We can do cause and effect in the physical world better than anyone else, I'd say. We're not sure that we can do that. We can, because we're so habituated in that, I'm not sure we can do that in the mental space. And in fact, we look elsewhere for insights that we don't get in the West. So I encourage you to actively, of your own accord, because you want to, imbue yourself with slightly different perceptions about where consciousness comes from. Because the implication is, if some of our modum operandi, the way we think about things and we assume to be correct, are incorrect, then they are the very real obstacles to omniscience. They are the very real obstacle to enlightenment, to nirvana, to Buddhahood. It's like you don't even know you don't know. And just swimming in that water for a little bit will change you. It's still your water and it's still your swimming, and It's your life. You have to figure it out for you. So I think that's all I've got. It's early class today. Unless you want to do a review, haha, not. If I have to give you quick takeaways, next class is class 10. We'll talk about the wheel of life. And the end of his argument has been the mind actually produces all this stuff. Yeah? It's not the other way around. You guys got it all wrong. That's the end of his argument. And that is saying karma, previous moments of mental karma, are producing your mental and physical experience. So then next course, course 5, is all about what's karma. Because that's a whole lifetime of study. And so for every course, you get some key takeaways that change. If you step into it, it changes the way you look at your world. For me, I have to say, so far for this, it has been this idea that the mind does not reside in the brain. And all of a sudden that they're separate things. And that's just changed my outlook completely. And the implications are endless of what that means. The other thing that came out of this whole logical argument is I was sick of asking my priest when I was a kid, why was God so mean to everybody if he knew everything? It didn't make sense. Why did he create millions of people and then, made a mistake, drown you, including the babies? Why did he do that if he knew everything and he had all the power? It freaked me out as a kid, and every time I asked, I was like, you're the devil's child, go away. It was a difficult question for the Argentinian priests, but I was serious. I'm like, why? It's like, it's an evil question.
Well, they were right, kind of.
Saying that to me.
So you're welcome. No, but it's true, and I believed it, and I never was settled on it, and I didn't know that it was inside of me, still frustrated, until I sat in this course and I heard this argument when they were talking about omniscience. They were talking about an all-powerful, all-loving being, and they had a descriptor, and that a creature that like that could never produce a world like this. And as scary as it was to get the first true insight of freedom, meaning I am free from some person, some bearded dude in the sky taking note and dictating my life, I actually got freedom. And then the burden of responsibility hit me heavy. Like, freedom equals responsibility. All the shit in my life is mine too. I can't say that was the devil. I can't say it was Lucifer. If you're dyslexic.
If you're what?
Dyslexic. It's my joke about dyslexia.
I don't get it.
So the things that I got out of this course and have never, and this is the one thing about an ultimate truth. That's one thing about an all-encompassing argument. That once it's inside of you, it doesn't matter what you try and do to remove it. It's the truth. And if it necessarily answers questions that all your other understandings don't fully cover, and this one does, an all-umbrella truth, then it's the closest thing to an ultimate I have. And for me, that was one of them. This insight into body and mind being separate things. This insight that there was no creator God like the one I was taught, that had all the power and either didn't choose to use it because he wasn't all compassionate, or had all compassion but couldn't use it because he didn't have all the power. Impossible to have those two qualities. All-powerful, loving being creating this shithole. Because he either doesn't care or can't do anything about it. Therefore, things come from something else. Wow. All of a sudden, you get insight into your mind. You get to hear drops, not be drops. And you say something is producing that. And it's you. It's always you. There's no one else but you. And that's heavy and free. So, we talked about past lives. Yeah, we talked about arguing and Dharmakirti. I don't understand half of it. But those things changed my life. And there's something for for each of you if you know what it is. If you're not scared to see it. And I hope you get something. So next week we'll talk about the wheel of life. That's a whole new life, a whole new summary of existence. Hope you get that. Enjoy. Have a good weekend. Let's do a quick dedication.
Sashi Kukirjishin Metotram Vera Vinchin Inde Impadi Sange Shindu Mite Vargi Dropun Namdar Shimla Juparsho Idam Guru Ratnamandala Kamyatayami Keva Diyoku Sinam Yeshe Satsoshin Sinam Yeshe Lejumwe Idam Kuni Topasho.
Thanks for coming and go own your lives. Thank you. Life is beautiful.
That's